just a young motherfucking fly nigga. Take your bitch on the flight, nigga. Take her wherever she liking if she don't fuck, something ain't right, nigga. If ain't roll, fit me right, let's throw a party, we ain't gonna fight, niggas. Covered all that.
Thank you for tuning in to You Are Art today. Today's topic is going to be 10 steps to become more spiritual. Now on my Instagram, I was like kind of kidding around, but kind of for real. I was saying there's 3 things to do to become more spiritual. 1, follow your soul. 2, follow your soul. 3, follow your soul. Because ultimately, I feel like that is the answer. If you truly bond and really connect with your soul, your higher self, you will be guided into ways to become more spiritual. And because of all the benefits that you gain from following your soul, you inevitably become more spiritual, if that makes sense. But a little bit more in depth of what I think, and I'll get right to it. The 10 steps that I believe can truly make you more spiritual are as follows. 1, trust your vibes. Now, Caribbean people call it vibes. American people might call it energy. Spiritual people call it energy. Indians, I don't know what they call it, but point is, when you follow your gut, that gut feeling that tells you certain things, it's almost like a sixth sense. You want to believe that because that's coming from the spirit world, not from your mental, which can have limits. Obviously, if we only use 10% of our mind capacity. So definitely, number 1, follow your vibes, your intuition. Women are naturally more intuitive because we do possess divine feminine energy, but men possess feminine energy too. So it's, why not connect to your intuition and just follow what that says along with logic. Number 2, create quiet time for yourself and your soul. Pause for a moment. I feel like we live in today's society, especially in America, it's full of being on the go, and I'm guilty. I'm a Capricorn. Like, in order for me to feel sane, I need to be busy all the time working on something, achieving something. Slow down. Take time to take a breather. That's why I think incorporating meditation is really, really good, because you can calm your mind down. And what you do when you do calm your mind down is you are allowing yourself to connect with spirit, whether you realize it or not. And people think meditating is silencing all your thoughts, when in reality, that's not true. Meditating is watching your thoughts come and go, but you're quietly witnessing and watching what's coming in and out. So find time to slow down and go within and pause and connect every day. Number 3, do things that raise your vibration. There are a couple practices that have been proven to raise your vibration. One example is, and I've talked about this in a previous video, in the book that I'm reading called Spiritual Growth, Being Your Higher Self, it says to envision light coming from the higher realms down into you. Pour that light into you. We're all light beings. But what you do when you really tap into that light that's available in the abundant universe that we are a part of is you really allow yourself to raise your vibration and your frequency higher, to a higher level. What that entails is focusing on more positive things, sending out light vibrations to people that might need it. Think of a loved one that needs some light right now, some energy, some positive vibes. Okay, back to what I was saying. The phone cut out because I had not enough storage, so I just had to delete thousands of photos and videos. I was on step 3, focus on things to raise your vibration, and attuning to the fact that we are all beings of light and we're all a part of this abundant universe. So when you practice bringing in more light to you, you're raising your vibration. When you practice emitting light and love to others, you're raising your vibration. When you ingest good knowledge, good things, good thoughts, positive affirmations, you're raising your vibration. So why wouldn't you want to raise your vibration? Step number 4. Oh, and before I go to 4, I also want to say, being happy for others. Why be a hater? That's just some low frequency shit, to be really real. And there's enough to go around for everybody. So I don't understand why people hate on others when you could just be sending out good love, good vibes. Be happy for your friends when they do good. Be happy for people when you see them do good, because it shows to you that you can do good and you're also still raising your vibration. It's just a win-win situation. Step number 4 is get a healing done. Nobody on this earth is perfect. Everybody's gone through some things, and I personally believe everybody needs healing. If you think you don't need healing, then why are you here? I literally just did a soul retrieval healing with a shaman yesterday, and maybe I'll do a video about that another time, but hold on, let me cut the music down. Yeah, actually I like this song. And that soul retrieval basically is the purpose of retrieving pieces of your soul that leaves you when you go through something traumatic. And everyone's gone through trauma. In psychology, they call it disassociation, where you kind of disconnect. So basically in shamanism, what happens is pieces of your soul leaves as a defense mechanism because it can't tolerate all that trauma. So during a soul retrieval session, you're literally healing those parts and bringing them back into you and becoming more whole. There's tons of different kinds of healing modalities, tons of energy work. You know, let your soul guide you into which avenue you want to go to, but please do healing. Like, work on healing yourself. You can do this at home alone. You can do it through a bath. There's so many different kinds of cleanses and healings that will help you become more spiritual, connect more to your spirit. Because you just have to be real with yourself. There's no way in hell you don't need any healing, period. Step 5, and before I go to 5, I will say, I do want to share more about my personal experience with soul retrieval, so I probably will do a video about that one of these days. Step 5, connect from your heart space. This is something that I've been doing a lot more of. It's kind of like prayer. It doesn't have to be prayer, but when you're thinking things, when you're speaking things, when you're talking to yourself, do it from your heart. When you're talking to others, do it from your heart. Like right now I'm doing this video and I don't necessarily have to be speaking from my heart, but if I attune myself and consciously choose to come from my heart, I'm going to come from my heart. And I just feel like the more you come from your heart, the more you come to truth. And with honesty and truth, you are being spiritual. You are being authentic. And you're connecting to that very real essence inside of you that is spirit. Step 6 is to learn and understand that the only guru you will ever need is yourself. You have all the answers. Usually when people ask me for advice, I a lot of times turn it back on them. So if someone's like, Vanessa, you know, I really like this girl. What do you think I should do? How do you think I should talk to her? Do you think I should take her out? I kind of flip it back on them and I'm like, well, what do you feel like doing? You know, what sounds right to your soul? What's calling inside of you? Because you know what's best for you. Your soul knows. Which is why I believe it's very important to understand that you are the one with the answers. And Rastafarians call it I and I. I personally call it my higher self, which a lot of other people do. But there is this level in you that is above the regular self that you're used to dealing with. In India, they call it the Atman, which is the higher self with the capital S that has achieved bliss. There is that presence, that God presence within each and every one of us. So when you attune to that and know that that is what has all the answers, and you start connecting with that, you will become more spiritual. Step number 7, change your diet. For now, I'm pescatarian, so I do still eat seafood sometimes, but even that, I'm kind of like, I'm not really into it anymore. Hopefully one day I can become vegan. I do feel that the more alkaline your diet is, the more pH balanced you will be, and the higher your frequency will be. Literally, by creating a more alkaline diet versus acidic diet, you automatically reduce your mortality rate. Acidic diets consist of eating a lot of junk food, a lot of heavy, fatty, fried food, things that cause a lot of health problems down the line, things that cause you to become obese, overweight, feel nasty, feel sluggish. Those things are all negative. You know, like when you're a kid and all, like fine, whatever, it doesn't really affect you, but as you get older, it's for you to take responsibility of what you're ingesting into your body. especially if you do want to be a spiritual person. I'm not saying it's bad to eat meat. I'm not saying, don't have cheat dates, but don't not care about yourself and just gorge on disgusting, heavy, nasty food that's bad for you. You're only asking for... Okay, so it did it again. Hopefully it doesn't cut out until I get to the 10th step. Back to what I was saying about food. Just really ingesting horrible, nasty food for you is going to cause you to have a rude awakening. So why on earth would you ever want to wait for it to get to that point? Especially if you do want to cultivate a self-love journey for yourself. Do what's good for you, and the more you connect with your spirit, the more you connect with your soul, you're going to be very in tune with what foods are good and bad for you. And the more in tune you are, you got to ask yourself, why would I do something that's not good for me, that's not going to evolve me? Because at the end of the day, you are responsible, especially as an adult. Step number 8, it is about being true to you, not being a follower. When you are spiritual, you are being very authentic. Everyone is unique. So it's literally, your spiritual path is you. It's you expressing your spirit in whatever way you want, whether it's through dancing, painting, smoking weed. And I know a lot of people won't agree with that, but it's what calls your spirit to help you reach higher levels, whether it's burning incense, which actually takes me to my next one. Step number 9. But before I go to 9, I'll just finish up number 8 real quick and say, don't follow other people. When you follow the masses, are you really being true to you? I mean, you're just really being a sheep. But your spirit knows more than what the masses are doing. Your spirit knows how to guide you to your personal, unique evolution. So connect with your spirit, trust that you have the answers, don't be a follower, explore your spiritual realm, explore your spiritual domain, create your spiritual domain, draw it out, paint it, unleash your spirit. Your spirit wants to be free. I think we're all free spirits. Now, it's just a matter of you tuning into that and letting it free and giving it what it's asking for you to give it. Now, I'm not saying if you have horrible thoughts to go hurt someone. I'm not saying follow your soul in that sense. But I am saying listen to the wisdom within you and allow it to guide you and follow through, because you'll be surprised at where it'll take you. Step number 9, explore different areas and modalities that are easily accessible to you, such as crystals, for example. Crystals are older than humans. They release kinetic energy, and they're here to support us. They want to support us. They're beautiful. And even if you aren't into the whole crystal thing, explore. What's the worst that can happen? Why close off to something that's positive for you? They each have their own properties. They each emit beneficial things for you that are healing, that will connect you even more so to your soul and your spirit. So explore. And if you're not into crystals, there's other things. Like I said, incense, candles, rituals. You can create your own ritual. There's no lines in spirituality. There's no, religion is different than spirituality, because religion is that's like dogma. It's all for control. And I'm not saying to not explore those things. Explore those books for your own spiritual purposes. It's a free domain. Explore nature. Nature is spiritual. I remember going to this country once called Bonaire, Netherlands, Antilles, and the first guy we met, we asked him, what can you tell us about your country? I swear to you, he goes, nature. Nature, the closer you are to nature, the closer you are to God. So explore nature. Bask in it. You are nature. We're human. We're nature. It's human nature. I mean, so explore different things. I really relished in reading different holy books, like the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads. These are ancient texts that have so much wisdom in them. And do I believe everything they say? No. I believe what my soul wants me to believe, and the things that I don't want to believe, I disregard. But I do feel like those books, those literatures, and just even regular spiritual books have helped me along my path to become more spiritual. Again, there's no right or wrong. There's no dogma with this. It's really tuning into your soul, seeing what it's asking of you, and following through. And step number 10, follow the signs. I can't read my handwriting on. My handwriting's like chicken scratch. I don't know if you can see this, but I write really bad. I can't help it. People tell me like I write like a doctor. I don't know. Follow signs. The one time, oh yeah, so I was going to talk about the one time I was in India. Following signs. I truly believe that the more you follow signs, the more the signs will appear. The more you believe signs will come, the more they'll show up. I was in India and I was at a bookstore, and this girl was looking at a book, taking a photo of it, called I Am That. And I was like, oh, I've seen that book before in Miami. And so I see that she's taking a photo and she's having a hard time because there's a plastic covering over it. So I went inside, I saw there was one without the covering, so I told her, I'm like, hey, there's one inside, take one of that one instead if you want a better photo. I was actually looking for this other book that they didn't have. Then we left, went to another bookstore that was even bigger. And I said to myself, okay, if they don't have this book, then I'll look for something else. But what book do I see? I see the same book called I Am That, which is a very, very enlightened book, by the way. I highly recommend it. I'll leave it in the notes by the author and everything. But so I see that book again. I'm like, okay, if they don't have the book I'm looking for, I'll get that or something else. Let me ask the guy at the bookstore. I asked him if they have the book I was looking for. He said no. So then I said to myself, I'm about to ask him what's the best book in here. If he says that book, I Am That, I'm going to get it. I swear to God. I go, excuse me, sir, what's the best book that you have in this whole bookstore? He goes, that one. Points to I Am That. I said, that one? He's like, yeah, that book is the best book in here. Yo, I got that book so fast, and that book was life-changing for me. It's literally a whole book about a guy asking the guru a bunch of questions, one of which I remember where he was asking about, why don't you celebrate your birthday? And the guru says, I don't celebrate my birthday because you're never born and you never die. And that really resonated with me because I do believe we are all eternal beings. We're all immortal. We're all souls having a human experience. So why not cultivate your own spiritual practice, your own spiritual journey, and dive in and indulge in what it means for you, not what it looks like to others, and not following what others want to do. Do what's true to you. So those are my 10 steps on how to be more spiritual. Again, I'll say it again and again, follow your soul. Okay, guys? Thank you for tuning in to You Are Art. Until next time.
Fly nigga bout cheddar. Fly nigga took a rich nigga, bitch can't do nothing but respect him. Bet 5 figures on the bezel. Fly nigga make him jealous. I'm just a fly nigga, keep a bitch with me, do everything that I tell her. Yeah.